Did you know you can grow yeast from dried apricots? What? Hey guys, and welcome to the Tiki Hut. Thought I'd give you a different view today. This is the wall of the Tiki Hut that Rudy built for me because I liked all the different kinds of woods, so he made it for me. Thank you, Rudy. And then he put some fishing net up and put these cool tiki things on there. Anyway, this is our one wall. The Tiki Hut has a wall. And the reason for this is because the sun comes in at a certain time and it really blasts. So now it could be tiki time anytime. Okay, I'm so excited about this that I'm nerding out on it so hard. Okay, because like some of you know, I'm not really a baker, and I'm certainly not a bread baker, but I am baking bread now because the guys want bread, and Rudy had gotten one jar of this rapid rise yeast 53 days ago. And so I've been trying my best, and it's fun, and Ringo's been helping me, and we've made skillet bread and da-da-da. So I've been looking at this jar of yeast going down and down and down, and there's just none in the stores. And I thought, okay, I might have to borrow some from my neighbors. And then I saw this thing pop up yesterday about it's a National Geographic article that there was a guy on Twitter whose life is yeast and is just like fascinated by it. And he started tweeting, there's no shortage of yeast. You can make yeast from so many different things. One of them could be dried apricots or raisins. There's certain fruits you can't do it. I'm like, I have dried apricots. You know, they're from like a bag from Trader Joe's like 2 months ago. Anyway, so all you do is just, I put like 3 dried apricots in a mason jar and then filtered water, and then you start swirling it. You just kind of swish it around, and when it starts getting cloudy, that's harvesting the yeast. And then you add, I know some of you know this, and because you're super smart or you're bakers or something, but if you're like me, a total newbie to this, there's like never ever gonna be a need to go get yeast. You can just make it. And so Ringo and I did this yesterday, and then you have to add flour to it, and you mix it around, and then you cover it with like cheesecloth, which I don't have, but I had a potato sack material. I had a, what was it, just like a cloth, and then the rim of the mason jar. And then you wait 12 hours, and then, I don't know, you add a little more flour and water, you stir it up, and then today we had, so you have to keep feeding this thing. And some people, because you have to feed it every day, it's kind of becomes like a pet, and they name it. People name their yeast, I guess they call it the mother yeast. They name it, their jars of yeast. And so I started calling it apricotia, because I thought apricots, you know, feminine. And Ringo this morning said, look, he goes, I'm into this assignment, this experiment, it's cool, but you have to let me name it. So I was like, that sounds fair, because I can always make more. I can make my own. I can make it out of raisins, raisinia. Anyway, I digress. So he went outside, and I'm like, what is he doing? And he came back, and he had made a name tag. So I'd like to introduce you. Ringo named him Chad. This is Chad. Yes. So every day we have to feed him, and I think by tomorrow I can start using it. Different things say different things, and then at some point, somehow it makes the sourdough yeast dough situation. I don't know. I have to read up. I might join a Facebook bread making group. That's exciting. I'm feeling all of my grandma. My grandma would have. She would come and live with us for three months out of the year because she lived in Illinois and we were in California. So she came out here because it was too cold for her. And I remember, oh my gosh, she would make bread every week. I could smell it as I was coming around the corner. I was like, oh, Grandma's making bread. Oh, and she would time it so that when I got out of school, I would come in and there would just be loaf after loaf after loaf of bread. And then she would make a little tiny one for me. And you know the wax paper from the butter? She would put butter on the top. And then when it was done, she would just leave on one of the bread, she would just leave it on there. And I had this memory just come back to me in my DNA, but it's just so comforting. Anyway, that's a nice memory. So now I got Chad. We got a new member of the family, and that's exciting. And I made, not with Chad, because this was before Chad, but yesterday I made the most incredible loaf of bread. I made it in a Dutch oven and it steamed it, and I'm so proud of it. I almost didn't even want to cut into it because I brought everyone in and I was like, look at what happened. And it was as good as it looked. I'm not gonna lie. My corset came today. Looks like something Batwoman would wear. It's really weird. I'm wearing it right now. This is making me stand up taller, but it kind of pushes everything up. So, oh my. Anyway, that's that update. And the last thing is, remember I was talking about it's the Aquarium House on Parkside, and Cheryl found it accidentally just riding around, and that's where they're making an aquarium and outside, because they're all closed, out of making like fish and all of these things out of recycled material. And then they left little cardboard cutouts of starfish, and so you could take one, you know, decorate it and bring it back. So this morning I was a little sad this morning because Mother's Day is coming up, and I just, you know, my mom's gone, and I just kind of was having a little sadness. So I used my art on the starfish and kind of like left it there, and tried to still make it hopeful. So I didn't want it to be too dark for the kids, you know. Look at the sad starfish. No, it's just some emotions that I was going through, but still there's love and hope. And so then when I went to go drop it off, the owner was there, Wendy, and I was like, hi, I'm Karen from Tiki Talk with Karen, because I put the video on the webpage and I wanted to make sure it was okay that I talk about it. And she's like, oh no, that's great, you can talk about it. Tell them it's the aquarium on Parkside. So I'm doing that, and she goes, and I have a cutout of a starfish and a fish. So I have more homework for the aquarium. And then the other half of her lawn is going to be something different. I'm in on the secret, so I'll give that update to you. So that was my weekend. And so we're taking care of Chad, and Oh, he's bubbling. Hope you had a great day. And I found out another good thing, that my dear friend Vivian, who lives in Germany, is watching the show every day. That's so cool. Hi, Vivian in Germany. What? That is so crazy. All right. Well, we have to go, and I think he's due for a feeding, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Okay, bye.